is Samantha, and this is episode 21, I do believe, of the Khaos Kismet podcast. Please ignore all the behindness. I'm sorting out a load of Etsy stuff, and I'm trying to take new pictures and deciding what I want to keep and what I want to get rid of or frog or repurpose. So we're mid kind of thing, but I thought I'll jump on just now while I have the time and while it's actually stopped raining. We've had such bad thunderstorms and rain for days. It's actually stopped raining today, so it's not completely pitch black in the middle of the day. So I thought I'd pop on and record quickly. I'm not sure how quick it's going to be, but I thought my hair, I cut my hair this week and I'm still kind of getting used to it being short and keep falling in my face. Clearly I haven't dyed it yet, and I've still got my like badger thing going on here, but it's fine. This weekend I'm doing my hair. Absolutely doing my hair. And of course Lilith is now complaining because I'm talking. Right, let's get on. I have 3 finished objects. The first of which is this. This actually took way longer than I thought it would. It's just a big granny square. I've not blocked it yet, so it's still got its little middly bit. I don't know why that happens, because I use the same hook and then my tension stays the same, but I always seem to end up with this like bobbly bit in the middle. I've flipped my camera around as well, so ignore any like weirdness with the camera, because I realised that, oh I've got my hair on my mouth. I realised that I was showing you things and they were coming up backwards for you, so I flipped the camera around, which means it's now backwards for me, so there might be camera weirdness going on. We'll see. Anyway, granny square. Big giant granny square. This, I had bought this yarn to make a starflying kit. I spoke about it a couple of episodes ago. Decided I was not making a starflying kit. So we have, this is all Yarnsmith Create, which is Wool Warehouse's own brand. It's DK weight. This is silver, light pink, light heather grey, and then I didn't have very much of this one, but this is dark heather grey. I've just done a couple of rows of half double crochets as just like a nice simple border on it. But yeah, just a big granny square. It's nice. It's a good lap blanket size, I think. But it's just like, it was meant to be just my sitting watching telly relaxing project, because granny square is the only thing that I can do without looking in crochet. I can knit without looking. I can knit and I can purl as long as it's as long as there's no pattern. I can do rib without looking, but generally granny square is the only crochet thing that I can do without looking. So I was having that as like my sitting watching telly thing. But does this happen to anybody else? It gets to a stage where it gets quite big and then it becomes a little bit unwieldy, and then it's just too big to have sitting next to my seat in the sitting room, so I just like power through and get it done. So that's what I've done this week, is I've just worked on that until it was done, and now it's finished, and I'm gonna get it blocked and then I'll get some photographs and that'll be going up in my Etsy shop. I don't know when, because like I said, it's been thunderstorming, so we shall see. But I do have an entire weekend with no children this weekend. They're going to their dad's, so I might be able to finagle some light thing. I don't know, I just need to see how it goes. But I've pulled all this stuff out, so I really hope I can get some photos this weekend. Right, second finished object is this, and this is my design. I had designed this for Crochet Now magazine. Oh god, must be like 3 or 4 years ago now, and then I'd completely forgotten about it. It's Tunisian crochet, Tunisian colour work, Tunisian simple stitch, and I was playing around with it and I decided that I would change it slightly from the pattern in the magazine, because the pattern in the magazine I do believe has you like sewing the edges. So I've changed that a little bit, and I think I've changed the bottom as well. Can't remember now. But I don't know, like I've done this one for myself. I might have to make another one in like a wool or a wool mix and see if that'll keep the heat in better, because I don't think this is acrylic, and this was just some like acrylic scrap that I had to try and, like, for one, use it up, for two, I like pink and black, and just to like go over the pattern again because it's been so long. What are you doing, Lilith? I swear she just doesn't like me talking to people. So this I'm going to be rewriting. Well, without, when you publish things in magazines, you have like a certain amount of time where you can't self-publish it. I am well out of that time period now. So this I'm going to be keeping for myself. I'm going to make another one from a wool or a wool blend, and that'll probably end up going in the shop. And I'm going to rewrite the pattern out and publish it. That's my plan for this week, is to get this published. And patterns will be going on my Ko-fi shop, which is linked down below. Everything that I talk about is linked down below. Anywhere you can find me on the internet. I never do this in my introduction, and I don't know why. Anything that I talk about, any people that I talk about. Lilith, shh, I'm allowed to talk to the people. So what's it? Yeah, anything I talk about, any people I talk about, and everywhere that you can find me are all going to be linked down below. I have a couple of different Etsy shops for different things, and they are also linked down below. Patterns go in my Ko-fi shop. Ravelry, I'll probably put them in Ravelry as well, to be fair, because I know a lot of people don't use Ravelry, but a lot of people do, so I'll probably put them on both. That being said, I have one pattern up at the minute, so it doesn't really make much difference. Actually, that's something. Where do you prefer to buy your patterns? Do you prefer Ravelry? Do you prefer Ko-fi? Do you prefer Etsy? Do you prefer somebody's own website? Anything else? I know there's places like Gumtree, Lovecrafts. I don't know. Tell me down below where you prefer to get your patterns, and that'll give me a better idea of where to start publishing patterns. Right, one more finished object. It's a sewing one. I haven't ironed it. It's a bag. I know I said last week that I wanted to do a load of sewing and get some bags done this week, and I've just not had time. I have done some sewing, but I've not had time to do a load of bags. But I bought these prints. It's a little patchwork. I had bought these off Etsy a really long time ago. If the shop is still there, if I can find it, I'll link it down below. But it's a woman, and what she does is she imports African prints, or she goes over to Africa, because that's where I think her family are there. I don't know if it's her family or if it's just like friends that she has there, but she goes over there and she picks up all this like beautiful fabric, and then she brings it back. It's really nice quality as well, and then she sells it, and it's like, for them it's scraps, because they use stuff like this for making their clothes, so it's just like the offcuts from that, and then she brings it back and she'll put it into like strips or into squares of different sizes and whatever. So I bought a pack of these. I can't remember how many was in it, so it's a long time ago that I bought it. So I thought I'll turn them into a nice little bag. So these are African prints from Africa. On the bottom is like a, you probably can't see that. It's a yellow canvas. I'm sorry I haven't ironed it. This is quilted. Inside is red, which is, it looks very orange on there. It's red. It's not orange. I don't know why my camera is deciding that it's orange. Cameras seem to have an awful lot of problem with reds. It's got poppers on it. Put some little yellow poppers on. I don't usually do poppers, but I thought I'll just put some poppers on it, why not? And it's quite handy for having your yarn sitting in there and just having it poking out the side. It's really good if you're doing any kind of colour work, because you can have one coming out that side and one coming out that side. So this one will be going in the shop. I will be ironing it first. Box bottom. Yeah, it's just a nice little bag. Put a couple of skeins in there. Yeah. It's quilted, but it's only lightly quilted, so it doesn't really stand up. It does stand up, but it's not like super solid, you know, you can still fold it. So there we go, little bag that will also be going in my shop. Oh, and that's all my finishes. So I'm a little bit waffly today, I'm a little bit all over the place. The kids have been on holiday for a week. We're halfway through the Easter holidays. It's been a long week, because it's not been that long. They had been off for a week sick, and I had been sick as well, and then they went back for a week, and now they're off for 2 weeks. Right, whips. What do we have for whips? My 100-day project whip that I'm not going to talk about this an awful lot because I spoke about it a lot last week, but I've done a bit more up here and all this on the bee, so it's getting there slowly. This might be my next, I'm just going to power through and try and finish it thing, because I want it done so that I can do something else, but I'm enjoying it. It's nice. It's nice to do cross stitch sometimes without having to do the counting, and especially on weeks where I have the children home and my brain's a little bit fuzzy because I'm trying to do all the things. It's nice to sit and stitch without having to really think about the stitching. So yeah, the rest of them are crochet. Oh, apart from socks. Yeah, this is how far I've got on this sock. This is, where are we going? That way. Head over heels, walking in nature. This is shade or colour Ramble. I'm not sure if that's going to, no, where are we? Are we focusing? I don't know. I haven't quite worked out this camera thing yet. No, we do not. I'm giving up. I'm going to stop trying to get this to focus. I'm doing this on 2.25 Knit Pro Novas, and they're just plain vanilla socks. Toe up, obviously. So yeah, that's those socks. I do have another pair of socks. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that I wanted to crochet some socks, and I will show you. These are the socks that I'm making. Like the pattern's on this side, so I can't show you any more than that. But these are, that's on Readly. I have the Readly app, and the magazine is Crafts Beautiful from March. I don't know which March, it just says March. Let me have a look. does not appear to be this March, so it might have been last March. But it's just a UK magazine, Crafts Beautiful. I tend to not really look at this one that often because I tend to not look at this magazine that often because it's mostly paper crafting. But if you go into Readly, if you're looking for a specific pattern, you can just go to the search bar, and like I just typed in crochet socks and it showed me all the different patterns for the crochet socks and all the different magazines that were flagged up as crochet socks. This is as far as I've got, which is not spectacular. This is the toe. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this toe because you have to sew it up at the end, so I've left like a really long tail. These might end up just being house socks, but so I'll show you the picture again. See, on there it doesn't look like they're too, oh shit, I'm showing you that. It doesn't look like they're too square, I suppose, too bulky. But we'll need to see how it goes. For this I am using Stylecraft Head Over Heels, and this is in the Show Your Pride range, which is also by Stuart Hillard, and this is Be Bold, and that's what it knits up like. I don't know, I mean it's just stripes, it's not going to crochet up massively differently, is it? But yeah, I fancied a pair of rainbow socks, so this is my, I think I've probably shown these before, so a 3mm crochet hook that I'm using, and this is my ergonomic hook. It's just like polymer clay. These are really easy to make. Polymer clay on these, just like, I got these off Amazon, just plain aluminium hooks, and I just got bits of polymer clay that was left, rolled it out, rolled it together, rolled it around the handle, made it so that it's comfortable in my hand, chucked it in the oven, and now it's fine. It's like completely solid. And because these are aluminium, you cook polymer clay at a really low heat, and because these are aluminium, they don't actually cook. So it's the same stuff that most of your pans and things are made from, that you put in the oven. So yeah, I made a few of these just to, because especially the thinner ones of these, I can be a little bit rough on my hooks, so having a bigger handle is better because then I don't bend it as much. Hopefully next week I will have a bit more sock than that. I think I'm done with the increases, and I'm just about to start on the foot. The only thing that I dislike about the pattern though is it says this is for a wide foot, size 5 UK. Anything else you have to like work it out as you go. I mean, thankfully these are for me, so I can just try them on as I go, and I'm a fairly proficient crocheter, so I'm sure I can work it out. But they look pretty, they've got a nice lacy leg on them. So that's my socks. What else have we got? We've only got 2 more things. The ball is slowly getting down. Have I got Sardar Shawley? I discovered the name of it is Honesty. I still can't find the other bit of this, but I had a look and it's called Honesty. So you can see, ooh, see inside, it's quite dark. This is how far I've gotten this. I'm just doing a virus show. I'm all tangled. This is my desk project. So I've had this just like when I've been sitting on my desk, if I have Zoom calls or anything like that, you'll notice it's got the little granny bit here, here. I'll get used to the camera eventually. It was going to be, it started with a granny shawl, and then I decided I didn't like that. So now it's just a virus shawl. And yeah, just doing away on that. I'm using a 4mm hook. And I don't know what size, sorry, I dropped it on the floor. I don't know what size this is meant. It's 450 meters and 492 yards. So that's like not quite lace weight, but it's also like big yardage for 4-ply fingering weight. I don't know, but some sort of, it's very nice. It's really nice and soft. It's not the best frog, but it's really, really nice and soft. I like it. It's got a little bit of a halo on it, and yeah, it's working up quite nicely. I have two more whips that I've been working on. I don't know if I started showing you this one before, but I started making a quilt. So I now have all of these. These are just strips. This is fabric that I got off Temu, and me not reading, I thought I was buying jelly rolls, and in fact what I was buying was these pre-cut strips. See these? Oh, just this size. So I thought, right, what am I going to do with these? I decided to sew them all together. They're all different. These are Japanese print ones, but yeah, they're very pretty. And I've just done like sewing four things together, and then I'm going to get a navy and put it, I've got it sitting like this, and then I'll get a strip of navy at the top, strip of navy at the bottom, and a strip of navy on either side. Which is, if you don't quilt, it's sashing. So I'm going to put navy blue sashing on it, and then I think I'm going to hand quilt it and just do some big stitch quilting, because I haven't done that before and I've always wanted to do it. And this is going to be a quilt for me, so because it's going to be for me, I would quite happily practice big stitch quilting. I'm not sure what I'm going to back it with yet. I'll need to see what size it ends up and see what I've got in stash. But yeah, it's loaded on the look. It's going to be quite a big quilt, I think. So I'll need to see what I've got in stash when that's done. But yeah, I mean, they were really cheap off Temu, but the fabric's really thick. Like, I've had a lot of fabric from the UK that I've got, and you can just see right through it. It's not any good for anything. But this is like, look, you can't see through it at all. Maybe kind of a little bit because I've got the light behind me. But yeah, it's nice, it's thick, it's good quality, it's not fraying. I'm pretty impressed with it. And I know people have things to say about Temu, and this is that's the navy that I got for it. I know not everybody likes Temu and people have plenty to say about it, but also it's the same stuff. It's literally the same stuff that you would buy on Amazon or on eBay and stuff like that. It's just that you're getting it directly from the place rather than doing it through Amazon or eBay. So yeah, that's going to be another big project for me to do. The last thing that I have, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm being really, really waffly today, is this blanket. This is my Tunisian blanket that I'm doing for my son's birthday. I'm using a 5mm Tunisian hook, which has obviously fallen out of the blanket. But this is words, interchangeable. I've bent it slightly because yeah, I'm rough on my hooks. This is an interchangeable one. You get different length cables, put a stopper on the end so your stitches don't fall off. And this is what it will look like, this lion. Let's see. I did it on Stitch video. I've spoken about this the last couple of weeks. Made the pattern on Stitch video. I'm doing Tunisian simple stitch, and this is where we are now. Okay, we're just starting to come into, this is like the lion's jaw. I'm about almost halfway on the colour work. I think halfway in the colour work is 59 rows, and I'm on 54, I think. But this is something that I like about Tunisian as well, is you can literally just like, it's not attached to anything right now. You can just take it off and, you know, you have your, it's just the same as normal crochet where you have your little loop on the end. So yeah, Tunisian simple stitch. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to put a border around it in the silver, and then another border in the green. Then I'm going to back it in fleece. I have a week to finish this. His birthday's next Saturday, so this is going to be my priority for the week. It's really nice, it's thick. I'm just carrying at the back. On the sections where it's longer, I'm only going like 8 or 10 stitches, and then you catch the float behind it. I don't know what happened with a couple of these, but so far I'm on, I think, my third ball of green, but this is still the first ball of silver. The yarn I'm using is Paint Box Aran. I don't know the colourway. I know this is silver. I don't know what the green's called because it doesn't tell you. Colour 227, I think, but it doesn't actually tell you what the colourway is, but it's a dark green. So that's it for whips, that's it for finishes. I think I've discussed all my plans as I'm going. This week will be mostly finishing off that blanket, quilt and cross stitch, depending on what I'm doing. The socks I have 2 weeks to finish because the recipient I will not see for another 2 weeks. And I think that's about it. We've not really done much this week. I know we've been on holiday, but the weather's been terrible. It's just been raining constantly, so the kids have been making a new game. They're both quite into like Lord of the Rings and stuff like that, so they've been making a new strategy game upstairs. So I've got them, you know, the big rolls of like drawn paper that you get. They have one of them that's just covered in a map. They've been drawing a map all week, and that's been keeping them quiet and busy. I've been doing my course and just cracking on with getting some work stuff done. I'd say I've been organising all my Etsy things. I need to continue going through that, find out what I want to frog, what I want to take new pictures of. Yeah, that's about it. Not really been watching much. I've been watching some podcasts. I've been watching a lot of stuff to do with my course. What else? Movies. Let's see. Oh my god, I watched a film called Rebel Moon. Rebel Moon is a beautiful looking film, but oh my god, it's so bad. So bad. It's got some good actors in it as well, but it was terrible. Awful movie. Proof that big budget does not mean good film. yeah, I don't know what else I've been doing. I've been listening to my audiobook a bit. Den of Vipers, still not finished that. I'm about halfway through it, I think. Yeah, that's it. It's been not a very exciting week. Dog Buster, oh my god, the Dog Buster collar. I let her out in the back garden and she went chasing after the squirrel and broke her collar, and now she has to go out on a 50-foot recall leash she has for going out in the garden, because she will jump the 6-foot fence that we have to go and chase something. She's half lurcher, so she's got a really, really high prey drive, and we have squirrels and birds, and she's convinced that she can catch them. So when I let her out in the garden, I have to keep her on her leash, and she saw a squirrel and she bolted that quickly. She snapped her collar, so that was fun. And because I don't have anyone near me that's going to sell a dog collar, I've had to order one online, so I have to wait on that arriving. Honestly, I hate not having a car. It drives me nuts. Considering I didn't drive for so long, because when I lived in Scotland, you didn't have to drive the place that I lived. Everything was either really, really close, or if I was like going to like Edinburgh or something like that, I would get on the train. And then since I've been living here, you have to be able to drive to get anywhere, because everything is so spread out and so far away. It's an absolute nightmare. I didn't learn to drive until I moved here. And then I lost the car in the breakup. And the prices of second-hand cars went through the roof. I'm not sure why or what happened, but the second-hand car market is ridiculous. People are asking so much money for such bad cars. But I will get one. I'll get there eventually. And then I will be able to go gallivanting off and do stuff. I'm hoping to move this year as well, so that I'm not in this house for much longer. So I have lots of things to do. That's part of the reason why I'm sorting out all this stuff as well, because I'm trying to get rid of things. I'm going to be putting loads of stuff on Vinted. I might have a bit of a yarn de-stash going up on my Etsy shop as well, because I have like yarn clubs that I've been in before, and it's been like mystery yarns, and when they've arrived, they're beautiful, but a lot of them are not colours that I would wear or colours that I would use. So I've had some skeins of hand-dyed that I might never get around to using, so I might end up doing a little bit of a de-stash. I'll probably like de-stash them on Ko-fi actually, rather than Etsy, because if I put them on Etsy, I have fees. If I put them on Ko-fi, I think it's just PayPal fees that I need to pay. So I need to work out if the PayPal fees are more or less than the Etsy fees. I have a feeling they might be less. We'll see. I'll let you know if I have stuff to put up there, and if that stuff ends up going on Ko-fi or on Etsy. And I think that might be it. I have a feeling I've got this like niggle in my brain that there was something else I wanted to talk about, and I cannot for the life of me think what it is. I don't know. It'll come back to me. It'll be like 3 o'clock in the morning and I'll wake up and I'm like, and then I'll forget about it again. But it can't be that important, probably. If it's important, I'll just tell you next week. I'm going to go. I am literally waffling. And I'm going to go and try and sort through all this stuff. So I will see you next week. Oh, that was it. Right. I have decided that if anybody that was here, like, right back at the beginning when I first started podcasting, which was like a really long time ago now because I had a break, but I had started doing a Stitcher library. Now, since then, I obviously had a bit of a break. What was like, I was struggling with this because I think I only did like 2 or 3 episodes. I've deleted them now, but I think I only did like 2 or 3 episodes, and it was because I was doing it when I finished things. But what kept happening was I would finish things and then I would forget. So now what I'm going to do is, so that I have some kind of regularity and so that the algorithm gods are appeased, I am going to have a regular section, I think probably on a Monday, where I am going to work through my Ravelry library and show you what I'm doing for that. There will just be short videos. They won't be as long as these Friday podcasts that I do. I'll just be showing you what I've been working through on my Ravelry library that week, and just to give me a bit of incentive to work through my stuff, because I've got a lot of patterns on there and I need to work through them a bit more, I think, because there's some of them that have literally been sat there for years and I've not made them. So it's also given me incentive to work through my library and like get rid of patterns that I know that I'm not going to make now. So yeah, that was the other thing. Oh no, that wasn't even the other thing. Oh my god, my brain. Right. I made a website. Just that tiny little small insignificant thing. I made a website this week. That is what I've been doing for quite a lot of this week. I will link it down below. It's mostly going to be a blog, but I'm going to have my free patterns on there and links to my paid patterns on there, and I'm going to try to do weekly blogs, because I don't know if anybody knows this, but I used to write a lot. I'm a published writer, and I haven't written for a really long time because I got into a very bad mental place and it just stopped me from writing. And now I'm feeling in a better mental place again. So I want to do all the things, and I want to start writing again, and so I want to start blogging, and so I made a website. It's very bare bones at the minute. I am learning as I go. I know nothing about building a website. It's a bit of a learning curve, but it's been fun and it's nice and it's pretty and I like it. So I will link that down below as well. And as I do things, and because I want to do more designing this year as well, everything will be going on there. I could say either as free patterns or as links to paid patterns. Mostly it's going to be crochet, probably some knitting. I would also like to do tutorials, maybe a bit of sewing, a bit of cross stitch, just a bit of whatever I fancy really, because I like doing all the crafts and I know a lot of other people like doing all the crafts. So I would like to have a little multi-crafting type place for people. So yeah, let me know what you think about any of this. Let me know what you've been up to, what you've been making. Do you prefer just having like a single craft on a podcast, or are you quite happy for me showing like lots of different things? Because I do lots of different things, and I know at the end of the day it's my channel and I can do what I want, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether people prefer just seeing just the crochet, or whether they're quite happy seeing a bit of knitting, a bit of sewing and a bit of this and a bit, you know. Is that interesting for you, or would you rather just have the crochet? Let me know. Let me know down below. Comments, likes, subscribes. I have a lot of people who are watching who are not subscribed. I would love it if you could. It's free. You just press the button, then you press the little bell, and it really does, not just for me, for anybody that you watch. It makes a huge difference to them. I'm getting really close to having 100 subscribers. It would be fantastic if I could like hit 100. That would make me very happy. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna stop shamelessly plugging all of my stuff. and I'm gonna go, and I shall see you next week. No, I won't. I will see you on Monday, because on Monday I'm going to do my intro video for my library thing, words, Stitch a Library. That'll be up on Monday. Oh my god. I will see you next time. Hopefully.